Hello and welcome back. This is episode 169 of NooBTooB, a weekly independent podcast where Yakuza 3 got announced, bitches.
Yakuza 3. Dude, that's great. We gotta do the show.
Yeah, alright, fine, let's do the show.
All right.
After I do my Yakuza 3 dance, what? Yakuza 3 in the bar. What?
Dude, nobody cares except you and a bunch of weeaboos about that game.
Well, but I thought you'd be excited that Yakuza 3 and Dead Space 2 are coming out next year.
Dead Space 2! Woo! Chop, chop, chop!
Alright, yeah, I'm Tobin Kozire.
And I'm Yuzo Watanabe at Dead Space 2! Woo! Woo! Woo!
Enough.
Fine! This week we're talking about the Saboteur, Might and Magic, Clash of Heroes, Gyromancer, and of course, the God of War 3 demo.
And Yakuza 3, mother what?
No, we're not!
Well, but there's nothing else. These new releases include nothing.
That's
nothing.
True. Nothing. Zero.
But let's get started with God of War 3.
Come over here! Stab, 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 stab.
So we got the...
shit.
Hammer on the shoulder button.
Yes. No, hammer on the circle. Circle.
You know how much grief you got?
I know!
Oh my god, all these people are just like, Yuzo's a fanboy because she said hammer on the B button.
Really? B, circle, circle's too many syllables.
It's the fucking button. It's the
yes,
button.
the one on the right.
Yes.
That's red. Yeah, dude, seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. People are just like, you're showing your bias. You're showing your bias because you said the B button.
That's right. You got to basically like, you hammer on the Z for the Wii. It's like, you got to remember all those. Too many freaking buttons.
Yeah.
There really is. But God of War 3, we got it for free with the God of War Collection, which is pretty cheap.
And the God of War Collection was already awesome. So it's like this was the kind of icing on the cake.
It was an additional downloadable awesome. Basically.
So we got to briefly. Actually, you got to briefly play.
You didn't play it at all?
No, I didn't get to play it.
Oh yeah, so we played it. I played it at PAX.
No, it was at TGS, wasn't it?
No, actually, I played it at PAX.
Oh.
Wait, was that right? Yes, I played it at PAX because I could not get into the line.
I was in the line at TGS, and
really?
and they're like, oh, okay, and then they kind of moved the barrier in front of me. They're like, oh, we're done for the day. I was like, but I was in the line.
Was it
you cut the line with the rope? You know, like I was in it, and you
have to be dude. There are a lot of rules about lining up in Japan, so you have to understand everything.
So anyway, I've been wanting to play this for months and months and months. I've been wanting to play God of War 3 for years and years.
And it's been a long time. I mean, the God of War 2 is on PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
So at least, we reviewed it episode 50-something,
right?
Yeah,
so it's been well over 2 years. I mean, there's one episode 169, and we're getting old.
Yeah, we're really old at this point.
We're watching all of you grow up. All of our fans that were 13 are now, 16 going on 17.
The testicles have dropped. They got their voices back.
Calling in. We don't recognize their voices anymore. NooBTooB is an institution.
Absolutely. But yeah, so God of War 3, it is what? How is it? You get actually maybe 30 minutes of this demo.
It's a nice long demo. I was so happy about that because I was playing through. I'm like, oh god, I'm going to kill 3 harpies and it's going to be like, buy the game, motherfucker. But no. They just let you play, and they're like, try this game mode, try fighting big guys, try fighting small guys, do whatever. I loved it.
Yeah, and they make you...
loved it.
Well, so what did you love about it?
So, one thing that I wanted to point out to you was that now to open doors, you don't have to hammer on the shoulder button anymore.
Do you think they maybe did that? Well,
because of me. They did.
Yeah, of course.
I know why they did it. It was obviously because I told them that was stupid.
It's just take them all out.
So you hold it down, which is exactly what I said. It's just you should just hold it down and things happen.
Yeah, but there are other places where you are mashing on the button. Not for doors, but during some of the quick time events.
For kill moves.
So it's really just because it's the door?
Well, because it's so frequent. I want it to be one of these things where it's just you're killing a giant, you fight him for 10 minutes, and then just stab the knife in his throat. Sure, I can hammer on the button.
Okay.
But it's just open the door, open that door. It's just come on.
Well, okay, so they fixed that. Yes. I think the controls, to me, they felt very smooth and very similar to God of War 2.
Yes.
One thing, I don't know if it's a complaint, but one thing I noticed is that the moveset doesn't seem that different. There's a couple of things they added where you can get swarmed with a bunch of guys, and then you have to do.
And my favorite new move.
What's that?
Pick up the dude and use him as a battering ram on all of his buddies.
That's a pretty cool move.
That was awesome. He's just ah! And it's just dudes are going like bowling pins. They're just flying everywhere.
It's almost feeling like playing a sporting game, right?
That's right.
A sporting game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just you're tackling people. It's great.
Tell me about these sporting games, Yuzo.
Yeah, they involve balls.
They got a touchdown. in the second half.
In a safety is involved.
Yes. But also the thing to remember about God of War as well is that they always have a progression. So it's like they're not showing you the full feature set. What's going to happen is you're going to get a weapon, and as you power it up, you're going to get new special moves. I mean, like we got to see some.
We got a slice.
Yeah.
I really like the harpy aspect where you're going. It's basically platforming instead of jumping. You're stabbing bitches, right? And then flying with your thing. It's
like, ah! And the best thing is, like, once you finally just destroy them, and like you're basically trying to get from point A to point B, and you stab this harpy, and you're jabbing it, and then finally you just jump to another one, and it's like, ah! It just falls out of this. It's like, you've gotten colder and colder, like, as the games go on. Like, pretty soon he's just going to be, like, riding pregnant women into battle and, like, slapping retarded kids, you know? Like,
that's what it felt like to me. It's just like, there was this one mini boss or something you're fighting, you're like, okay, you're killing. It's just like, okay, I'm cool, I'm killing, I'm ripping off heads, okay, whatever. Cyclops, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
There's one, you rip off the horn, and then you stab it, the head, and I'm like, has God of War gone too far?
What about the children? Well, I mean, like, what about the giant? Like, you can do this thing where you capture a giant, you can use him to beat up his buddies by jabbing him, like, in the eye with your knives, where he's just, like, running around, and you're just like,
oh my God.
It's like you might as well just be, like, sticking glass under his fingernails and
lemons.
Yeah. It's like just chewing with your mouth open.
When is it going to, God of War, like, Kratos going to be, like, waterboarding people? I mean, when are you going to stop? It's seriously
is kind of a dick. It's like Kanan Lynch. That's just like pretty soon it'd be so unlikable that you just don't want to play the game.
Yeah,
I thought it was cool. I mean, like,
it wasn't that level.
So far, he's just a badass, but he's really mean.
the level of grief they're giving to all of these mythical creatures is kind of ridiculous. And not only that, it's just like, holy shit, Helios is flying around. I'm not giving anything away. Helios is flying around, crashes, and it's just like, okay, everybody's protecting him. You're like, you still want to fuck him up.
Yeah.
Because you want his head. Yeah. You want his head to show secret doors. You're like, bro, and what kind of bugged me about this is just like every time you do it, he kind of screams. Right? You bring it and you're like, I'm like, sorry, dude.
Yeah, you're like, that kind of sucks for you. Normally when you rip somebody's head off, they get the pleasure of death.
Yeah.
Like, this guy just gets to be stuck in your ass pocket, and then it's just like, he's just like, his face is in Kratos' ass crack, and then every once in a while he gets to come out and be held up against a wall to show the way back in the ass crack.
Exactly. I mean, maybe it's better than the ass crack, but seriously, it's a little mean. I mean, it's a little mean. So that's my comment.
Have you upgraded your PS3 controller, by the way? Do you have the shock, the dual shock?
Yeah, I've got the Rumble.
So I don't. So when they say you're going to get near a wall, when you get near a hidden spot, your controller rumbles. No, it doesn't.
You know what's funny?
Not if you don't have the old one.
I have the new one, but it was out of battery. So I was charging it and I had the other one, and I'm like, yeah, that sucks. Yeah. So it actually forces you to buy the Rumble, I think.
Well, I mean, you could just shine it on every wall, like, but yeah, it's true. I mean, you're right. Like, I kind of always figured that this was going to shoot Sony in the foot, right? Where they're like, well, you shipped a controller without a capability, and now you're fucked for life. You can't ever make that a critical game feature. But now they're just like, well,
it's God of War 3.
Your life is a lot easier if you use this Rumble. You can walk around and shine the fucking unhappy butt face on every wall.
It's like, not again.
It's like, you got shit on your nose, buddy.
It's like, Kratos is like, oh man,
like, wipe it off! I got no hands, wipe it off! Oh god!
Fucking Helios, man.
Poor Helios with the shit on his nose.
But
I don't think that was really in the game.
No, probably not.
We've made up an entire mythology
dude, like,
now.
It doesn't come from anywhere else, and he's kind of naked for the most part. He has a loincloth, so he's either in like
it's a butt face.
He's at the taint. And Kratos is kind of
from between his legs. So that was interesting. But I mean, like, honestly, I played through the demo and I had no complaints. I was just like, man, this is the shit. It looks really good. It feels
really
like
good.
the old God of War. Like, they didn't try and dick around and add some new thing that was dumb.
It's going to be epic. Yeah. It's going to be like the thing is, like, they were so, like, for some reason, Sony Santa Monica, the guys that made it, like, they are so good at taking set pieces and just stringing them along like perfectly, right? All of a sudden you're pulling an eye out of a Cyclops and you're ripping off a god's head. It's just like holy, and like if that's
and it always just gets bigger and bigger. It's just like you're climbing on the back of Atlas, you know, like he always has these things where, like in the beginning of God of War 2, when you're being chased through the city by a golem that's like punching shit through walls, like, you know, this is going to take you to the next step. Like this is going to be,
and it doesn't ever really go downhill at any point. It gets kind of annoying sometimes with skeletons and have you actually got to God of War 2 yet?
No, not yet. I'm still playing through God of War 1.
Cool. Because apparently you do get another weapon in God of War.
Yeah, people were saying that. People were saying that you get a big motherfucking purple sword.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they do with the weapons in this one. Because you get those big ass tiger fists.
Yes,
yeah, I know. I feel like it's a boxing game. You know,
Yeah.
It's a boxing game. It's a sporting game. It's
wreck
everything.
people with those fists too.
So
I like all the weapon changing. That's nice. Like all the popping around and
there was
stuff.
no magic, was there?
Magic.
Well, yeah, because in all the God of Wars, you have like lightning, you have something, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. So
they'll never take any features out, right? It's always going to be like the last game plus some new shit. So,
yeah, and they didn't add in multiplayer. It doesn't seem like they added multiplayer.
I
That would
hope
be
they didn't.
weird. Yeah, I know.
There's some games that don't need it, right? It's just like I didn't really think Uncharted needed multiplayer. I don't really think God of War needs multiplayer.
No,
I don't really need Final Fantasy multiplayer, except for Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah,
it's going to be. Some people really liked Final Fantasy 11. I thought it was
a grind fest, right? I mean, it was kind of like. Do you remember we playing Fantasy Star Online? That was
terrible. That was disgusting.
Yeah, but this is coming out in March 2010, I believe.
I cannot wait.
It's going to be awesome.
Yes. One of the few games that my wife really enjoys watching. So
really? She likes the gore?
She likes the God of War, the Uncharted, a couple of those games.
Wow.
So, speaking of Square Enix, this is a nice little segue. So, but anyway, obviously, God of War demo fucking rules.
Get the God of War collection just for the demo, and you'll be pleasantly surprised by God of War 1 and 2.
Presumably, what's going to happen is somewhere around February, they're going to release this for free.
Yes.
So if you
wait.
Yeah. Why wait when you can be playing God of War? You have to for pride, for personal pride. You have to beat 1, 2, and then 3. That's just like the law of the land.
Wait, what law is this?
My law. My word is law.
So if you finish God of War 1, maybe I'll finish God of War 2.
All right. I'm going to be in both. I'm going to be in both for sure. For sure.
Alrighty. But yeah, Gyromancer. It's a interesting, what you call amalgamation. Match 3. So this is a match 2 between PopCap and Square Enix. And what's up with that? I mean, PopCap never really does this sort of thing as far as I know.
but Square Enix comes to you and they're like, we'd like to partner up. You're just like, okay. They're Square Enix. I mean, like, generally speaking, they've got enough heft.
Yeah, that's true. But to me, in this particular game, it's a match 3 game. It's in the similar line of Puzzle Quest, Galactrix, a couple of other games. I don't think they did a very good job.
Well, so my thing is where was the Square Enix influence?
To me, it was the still images that kept on reversing from different things.
But that's what I'm saying. Where's the Square Enix usually has the ultra mega polished, like you've got this leveling up feeling, and you've got all these it's the grind that feels so good.
I know. It's the cutscenes, it's the plot points, it's kind of like
it's the world, it's the majesty of the world. And this was just kind of like walk from dot to dot down a static map. And it was just kind of like a little skull is your enemy, which there was no Square Enix magic. I did not feel the influence of the Square Enix, so it kind of ended up just being a standard match 3.
Yeah, standard match 3, but there was some interesting RPG elements. So it's the match 3. So I believe, from what I can tell, they took Bejeweled Twist, which is the sequel to Bejeweled, where you're twisting stuff, and then they said, okay, well, instead of matching something, we're going to make some of the gems special.
Right.
And then that's how you damage the other opponent.
Right. So if you guys haven't played Bejeweled Twist, so what it is you've got a screen full of, let's call them gems,
for example. Jewels, perhaps.
And then you've got a selector that selects 4 at a time, and all it can do is twist counterclockwise or clockwise. I forget.
I never could get it to go the other way. I was trying all the
You can cast a spell to make it go the other way.
Gotcha.
But I think that the point is it twists the gems, and what happens is you're twisting them to try and line up 3 or more in any direction.
And then you want combos so that things go down. Yeah.
So there's one color associated with the monster that is your monster, and there's one color associated with the monster that is the enemy monster, and if you destroy gems of the enemy monster's color, he doesn't get any power. If you destroy gems of any other color, he gets power.
But if you destroy gems of your color, you gain
get
power
extra power
as well. So the whole point is to fill up that bar to make one of your things special, and then you damage it.
So basically, at the bottom there's these power up bars, and then once you get enough power, it levels it up. It casts a spell. One of the gems starts to glow, and then if you destroy that gem, it hurts the other person.
Yeah. So the game
that's the whole game.
It's not bad.
It's not bad,
right? I mean, it's really. I mean, PopCap does a really good job about tuning these sorts of things, making it fun. Square Enix decided to put an RPG element, which isn't bad, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're collecting different monsters, you're buying stuff, you're getting gold.
Yeah.
Not bad. it's all the navigation that really I think just falls flat.
Yeah,
you know.
So it's just kind of a boring map, and you're just popping around fighting guys. I honestly didn't find the collecting element didn't appeal to me as much because it's kind of nice when you can get a lot of monsters, but anytime you got money to go unlock a new monster, it would get rid of one of the ones you already had.
You can only have 3 at a time.
You didn't really
right?
get the collect them all feel. Like you'd always be like, well, I have to get rid of that cool fucking orc monster to get the new hawk offense.
But are they back into your stable or something like that, where you can then choose them differently?
I think you can just go back and get them for free. I think what happens once you buy them, you can go get them for free.
And it kind of makes sense because like some of the strategy involved is you see a particular monster with a particular gem color, and you want a one to match it. So red versus blue, I think, yellow and green, all that stuff. But you know the thing is, I played the trial, and I got a good enough feel from the trial.
You didn't even get.
I didn't really want to finish. The trial.
Wow.
I mean, seriously, right? I could finish the last one. It's just like the timers ran out. And I'm like, wow, I kind of forced myself to play the last couple of battles.
Yeah. So here's the funny thing.
Yeah.
Knowing that it was Square Enix and PopCap, I bought it without even trying the trial.
Oh, so I was just you should have learned.
I was like, this has to be at least interesting enough for this. And it was $1,200. It was $15.
So what do you think, given that you paid for it?
I don't think it was worth $15. I mean, see. Okay, so here's the funny thing. Like, I don't want to give any spoilers, but I played this game, and I was like, this is okay. And I was playing through it. Like, I didn't regret the purchase. I was like, this is kind of cool. I bet you'll kind of like this.
Yeah.
You know, and I told you online.
I probably would have. Yeah.
I bet you'll kind of enjoy this. I mean, it's okay. Like, there's nothing.
It's no
about
puzzle
it.
quest.
It's no puzzle quest. It's not as good as Galactrix. It's just kind of a middling, middle of the road.
It's not a terrible game by all means.
It's not terrible. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just meh.
Yeah.
So then we will move on very shortly to Might and Magic Clash of Heroes, which kind of put this all in perspective.
Yeah, because I had played Might and Magic Clash of Heroes on my trip. I went to Hawaii, and then I played this game.
So you played them in reverse.
I played them in reverse. You played them the other way around, and I'm like, what the hell is this Gyromancer shit?
Yeah, so after playing Might and Magic, Gyromancer just looked like
was
garbage,
terrible.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go ahead and say, don't buy this.
Don't buy it.
Try the demo, see what you think about it. But say that you like games where you match 3.
Sure.
Say that you happen to like those Might and Magic.
See you like Square Enix style games with lots of
RPGs,
sprites that are really all this kind of stuff.
Stories, quests,
even maps that go from dots to dots, but done much better,
much bigger. Like with instead of so in Gyromancer it's like a big black screen with like a couple tiny little icons and a screen.
I could have made that in a day, basically.
With really Photoshop.
Bad. Yeah.
So, but Might and Magic Clash of Heroes. So you last week were like, I'm excited about this. I'm like,
yeah, it's like, dude, it's a match 3, like, and you're like, whatever.
I was like, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's really good.
It's actually really fun.
So it is a match 3, but very different from any other match 3 that I've ever played with.
I've never seen
it's match 3 in terms of you are dragging stuff down and bringing stuff up. So if you ever played, there's like a Neo Geo game, Magical Money Exchanger. There's Magical Drop. There's a few other ones where you're bringing balls down and pushing them back up and matching 3, right? So it's that thing, but it's much more strategic.
It's so cool. So basically, it's you versus another army. So the top bad guy army is the top, and the other guy, your army is in the bottom. And what happens when you line up 3? So you've got all these armies of different colors, and you're moving a guy around, and you're trying to get 3 in a row.
Yeah.
But when you do that, they form into an army unit that then charges at the enemy.
Yes, but it takes some time, so it takes turns, and it's a much more slower game, right? So you get 3, 4, maybe 5 turns, depending on what level you are.
Before your guys charge up. And so you're watching the other enemy, like he lines up 3 and charges up here, he lines up 3, and if you line up 3 horizontally, it builds a wall.
Yeah.
And the wall will stop your army. So there's all this, like, it's like playing chess with match 3.
It's just the combination, like, not only that, you get 3 main army units that are your typical 3 units. You get 2 elite units, which you basically have to, like, it's like a deer or something like that. It's two spots.
Yeah.
You have to line 2 of the same color around it to charge it up, and then like the deer has special ability where it can jump over walls.
The tree has this fucking awesome ability where it drives the roots all the way into the enemy camp and then sucks its life out and brings it back to you.
The priest, which will go and then attack a unit, and then if it hits the unit or something like that, it'll make the charge time increase.
Oh yeah.
Which is really interesting. So there's all strategy, and then there's the champion units. Is that what they're called?
The night guy.
Well, there's a bunch of there's dragon. Did you get the dragon?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like, and basically it's one we have to do 4. So it gets complicated. There's all these different.
You have to line up 4 units, and you only get like 3 moves per turn. So you're basically like really kind of trying to build up this whole world of you're trying to time units and stuff.
And you get combos.
For
more turns.
God, it's cool.
Yeah.
So once you do some things like the dragon, they'll shoot like acid, and then
it'll leave acid.
It'll leave acid, so if the other person tries to put stuff there, it hurts their enemies.
And basically tied into all this. Oh, the other cool thing is the garbage model, right?
Yeah,
the garbage model. You basically. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I've been coding a lot of these lately.
Yeah.
But basically, like as your guys get destroyed or they attack, they go back into this little queue, and that just keeps on increasing. You can use one of your turns to bring them back up.
Bring all your dead guys.
So you reset the board, and like the timing of that is really important.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want to do it too early. You don't want to do it too late because you have to block, and it's just
So the whole thing is that they've out Square Enix. So we just told you about the combat.
Oh wow.
But then there's just this whole world, and it's just like, you go around, and then there's little side quests where you can go on bounty hunts, and you're kind of wandering around, and you're meeting different people, and the story's actually halfway interesting. There's all this intrigue with knights versus or elves versus humans,
and then demons are doing all this stuff in the background.
And there's modern jokes.
Yeah,
there's modern jokes like. There's this one guy that's like screaming at you that you've got a pretty mouth, like all these like kind of references to old movies and stuff that some kids wouldn't get, but people our age, I'm just like, ooh, that's Deliverance.
Yeah,
they made a rape joke, and nobody knows.
Yes.
Now we told you, rape jokes in this game. They're funny. So I mean, but there's all sorts. It's that thing that games are doing these days that you and I really like, which is they won't be so serious. Like Dragon Age does this, where they'll do like ye old blah 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 with knights and whatever, but they'll make modern dialogue.
Assassin's Creed 2 did a really good job of it. A bunch of other games are doing it, and I really like also the kind of trend more toward taking multiple different genres and then smashing them together. Now, of course, like Puzzle Quest did this before. A lot of other games have done this before. This has even gone another level beyond it to me, right? And it's just a DS game.
It's just a DS game, yeah.
And to me, it's probably one of the best DS games this year.
It is. It's right up there with Mario and Luigi RPG. It's like really deep.
How long is it? Because I play. So you play you play through one character all the way up to level whatever, because you can max out the level of your characters. I'm already starting a new level. With the knights, it's starting all over again.
Yeah. So you'll level all the way up, and then a new storyline will start, and you'll switch from elves to knights, or you'll do whatever. But what I thought was really cool was that say that you kind of you've done a bunch of battles where it's like you versus some guy and you just try and kill them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Then they start switching it up. So it's just like once you're like, okay, I get this. I can do this. They're like, all right, now make it so that there's these two switches on the wall back here, and your knights have to hit them at the same time, which sounds easy, but it's fucking
really hard.
Because, you'll try and build this up so your knights are ready to charge up at the same time, and then they'll block this guy by building something over here, and then only one guy hits the switch. So you're like doing it to try and then they'll be like, stop these guys from cutting down a tree.
Yep. The boss characters are really interesting. They will teleport, so you have to hit them and use only these two rows, and you'll set up the thing, and then they'll move.
Yeah.
But they'll have a hint saying, here's where they're going to move next.
Yes.
So you got,
it is so good. So, and they keep you on your toes. As soon as you think you understand the battle mechanic, they're like, now what? We've given you different units. We've got different battle mechanics. We've got different enemies. And then once you get really good at it, they're like, now you're level 1.
Yeah.
And all of your skills are gone, and you're this other guy.
And all of the units that you have different abilities now. So it's like a whole different game.
So they out Square Enix. I mean, this is exactly what Gyromancer should have been. If you take the skills of Square Enix and PopCap together, it could have been this deep. It could have been this engrossing, and it was a phone-in.
And who knows, how this particular game, who is it even from? Right? It's just they took Might and Magic, the license, and saying, we'll stick it on this, and they took a couple elements from Might. Like, you ever played any of the Might and Magic? Here's Might and Magic.
Yeah, here's Might and Magic.
You're right, you would have to actually go your special units. You only have a certain number. When they die, they die.
Yeah.
You have to go back to different areas and then buy them back up again, which is really interesting. And it falls in they took that and okay, whatever. It's like Critter Crunch and then a couple other different games whatever, and then just polish the hell out of it.
So I can't say I literally have one complaint about this game.
What's that?
That I think it's really stupid that you're wandering around and they're like, do you want to fight this guy? You're like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to fight this guy. And then you fight him he's level 75. You're level 3. You're just like, why don't you just give me the World of Warcraft thing where there's a big exclamation point that's he will fuck you in the face if you fight him, because it's just a waste of time. If you're level 3 and they're level 7.
And you can't quit.
You can't quit.
Actually, no, you can quit, but they take gold away from you.
Yeah. So I didn't see any benefit to that. I don't think that it's one of those things where it's if they just say, this guy is beyond your skill level, come back later. You
know what's funny? That's actually a Heroes of Might and Magic thing.
Oh, really?
So when you're it's not direct, but basically when you're playing Hero of Might and Magic, it's a turn-based. You're going around. You'll see something, and you'll see archers, right?
Yeah.
It'll say lots of archers, many archers, hordes of archers. And like, you don't know. And you're like, I got some guys that can kill archers, maybe. And it's not just archers. It's like, that's the most of them. You don't have other guys around. You're like, so a lot of times with that particular game, you fight him and you save. You fight him, you're like, fuck, and you reload, right?
Yeah, I mean, so that's like a little hint. I mean, this one, there's seriously no hint. It's just like there's a sword. Like, you got to fight this dude, and you go up, and it's just like, that guy is going to whoop your shit.
If you fight him and lose, you can retry.
Yeah, but he could kill some of your elite units,
which is gold.
Which sucks. I mean, like, it's not like a game killer. It's just like, that was my one complaint. It's like, I don't feel that this brings anything to the game. I think that they could have just given you a hint, like, this guy's about equal to your skill. This guy's really hard to level up and come back.
So if you even saw like something even as like weird as lots, many, or whatever,
or just an exclamation mark. I mean, just even like a color bar, like they do in Warcraft, where it's like white, blue, red, whatever.
That's true.
I'm just saying that they could have made it better, but. I still,
dude, it's super polished.
Buy this fucking right now. Go buy 2 copies and play them at the same time.
Yeah, and dude, you can get multiplayer, and we didn't even touch that. I don't know if it's online. It's probably just local, but I bet you can because it's really interesting, right? Like you can. I want to play you. I want to see if I can. My elves can beat your knights.
I know. I wonder if we can do Wi-Fi play.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean, so few games have it, but who knows? It's totally awesome. A lot of Christmas breaks coming up, so ask for it for Christmas, or use it for your trips.
Absolutely, and because now that we've reviewed this, I can say that because of this, if you have a DS, fuck Gyromancer. Like like if you don't have a DS, like play Gyromancer.
Dude, play Puzzle Quest, dude. Galactrix. There's so many better games than Gyromancer.
It's true. Gyromancer, like
Square Enix has kind of let me down a couple of times, dude.
Final Fantasy 13 better not suck, or I will punch a bitch.
Is White Knight Chronicles? No, they're level 5 or something right now.
Yeah, it's level 5.
But dude, that's been 14 months and it's finally coming out.
That feels like vaporware now. Yeah. Like that was like announced at launch.
It's been out in Japan for months. I think I remember hearing like 14
Sons
months.
Of bitches.
So just like another game that just got mentioned that will be released in March.
Yes. So we got Yakuza coming out in March. We got God of War 3 coming out in March. We got Final Fantasy 13 coming out in March.
Dead Space probably not.
Dead Space, they didn't say.
No, everything right before the fiscal year, dude.
Yeah.
It's going to be a busy March.
We got Diablo 3 coming out in March.
March of 2012.
Yeah, I didn't say what year.
Last game is Saboteur.
Saboteur. So you didn't get a chance to play this because you were in fucking Hawaii.
I was playing my game. I was working on NooBTooB. I was playing Picross 3D, which I'll be mentioning next year, and I was playing a hell of a lot of my Magic, dude.
Okay, all right.
So I was doing work.
I forgive you then.
On the beach.
You son of a
with my toes in the water.
I was in the 31-degree weather of California. I don't know if you guys know this. California's in the middle of a fucking ice age.
It's snowing in in some parts of California.
I am gonna go outside with some CFCs and fix this shit.
I'm going to go burn some polyester.
That's right. Burn some hippies.
That's right.
So the Saboteur is a very interesting game. So
what is it? It seems to, from what my guess of it, it's like an open worldy type game.
Yes.
Okay.
It is Assassin's Creed
Infamous
plus GTA. It's plus Nazis.
plus yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it is a genre mix. You know, like they took all of these elements like the stealth and building climbing of Assassin's Creed. They took the open world and quest aspects of GTA. And they put it in World War II
because those games obviously sell.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like these are formulas that we know work. It looks very pretty. Okay. It's actually very, very nice looking. And the one element that I thought was really, really, really cool, that was the only bit of innovation in this entire game, is that the game is black and white with tiny little hints of color. So the whole thing's black and white.
Kind of like Schindler's List or something.
Kind of like Schindler's List, exactly. Except what happens is, as you work with the underground and free areas from Nazi influence, color comes back.
Nice.
So that is
kind of like
actually...
Okami, kind of like,
So that is actually...
kind of innovative. Yes.
Kind of innovative. It's like, what was that one movie that was like everything was black and white, and then when people had sex, it went to color or whatever it was?
It was Somethingville.
Yeah.
Pleasantville. Yeah, something like
Pleasantville.
that.
I think it was Pleasantville.
Yeah, with, what's his face?
I don't care.
Yeah.
But it was
Spider-Man, come on!
Jake Gyllenhaal.
No. He's the Prince of Persia.
Tobey Maguire.
Yes.
So, Prince of Persia is a white dude. Sure, why not?
Of course.
With a British accent.
Why not?
Because that makes him more like an Arab to white people, I guess.
Hey, the British were in Arabia for quite some time.
That's true.
Very true.
So, the Saboteur.
So all that good stuff. I mean, it sounds like a great game. Maybe I should get it.
It's basically halfway interesting the whole way through. Like there's parts that are fun. You know, because you're like driving around a bunch of old cars, like killing the Nazis is kind of fun.
Sure.
The quests are kind of fun. The battle's done okay.
Yeah.
There's 2.
Is it gun shooting battle mostly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's like sneak up behind somebody and crack their neck. There's fist fighting, and then there's like gun battle.
Okay,
so it's
cool.
Kind of like those other games.
Yeah.
So the big thing that bothers me is there's a lot of climbing in the game, and if you're gonna rip off Assassin's Creed. Like, they do climbing so fucking well, you know, where it's just like it feels good. You can free run, like it feels like the city is alive and you're sneaking and doing whatever. This one, I shit you not, so say you're in a building and there's like 15 ledges between you and the top, and you're going to climb up each of those ledges. Each ledge is pressing A.
Oh,
so you hit A and he like jumps to the next ledge. Hit A. So you basically, every building you're climbing, you're like hitting the A button, and he goes.
How did Infamous do it? Do you remember?
I don't remember actually. I feel like...
Well, in Uncharted, to be fair, you do have to jump a lot and hit...
You do, but it's actually like figuring out
right?
the next part where it's, you know, a lot of times it'll be...
That's true.
It's more strategic. It's not literally every building...
Is it just the same for the most part, too?
It's just seriously, just imagine Assassin's Creed. Remember, every building to climb up, you'd climb, like, imagine there's like 10 handholds. Yeah. Each one of those is just...
Like, you rarely... Because like, sometimes you do have to jump, right?
Yeah.
There's a couple of places where you have to do it, but it's
But mostly
pretty rare.
you hold down the I would like to run up this building button, and it works. It's really cool. But, I mean, this one is just...
It's too bad. Maybe it's really hard to do, coding-wise. I mean, that's one of the things, right?
It must be. I mean, like, but they didn't do a very good job of stealing from, you know, like, that was the one thing that I thought was kind of weak.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that you're supposed to do a lot of sneaking, and they didn't make it feel very good. Like, they didn't make it easy to tell. Like, there's no vision cones for Nazis. There's no...
Yeah.
So what'll happen is you're on this elaborate mission where, like, you have to free 4 dudes from prison, for example, and you go up and you're like, all right, unlock this door and go over here and unlock this door, and there's fucking Nazis walking around everywhere.
Yeah.
But they've got this little circle around them that's like, if you walk in the circle, they'll become suspicious. But if you're freeing dudes from prison, they see you do it, they could be all the way across the courtyard if they have line of sight on you. Oh. The alarms go off, they gun down everybody, and it's just like, It feels like there's more luck than skill, because basically you don't know when 100 wandering random Nazis are going to come into line of sight of you.
Because you can't see them through your camera.
Yeah,
and all
I mean,
stuff.
you know, you can't see who's behind you. You can't see who's in a guard tower, which way they're facing. So, I mean, other games that have done stealth do the vision cones.
Well, they'll do, like, I know Batman Arkham Asylum, like, whenever you're near a sniper, they will actually see the laser sight, right? And you would actually immediately know when you're going to be killed.
Exactly. So if you're going to make it that big an element...
You can steal from so many games.
Exactly. Other people have figured this shit out. It's not like, wow, we are forging into unknown territory with these game mechanics. It's like... You're already stealing everything. Like, it's all the open world stuff. Seriously, I shit you not. You can get in the cars and change the radio stations. Like.
So they stole that.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like when you're driving the cars, there's jumps that you can get points on. I mean, like, it's fucking GTA 4. Exactly. So why not steal all the other good stuff?
So I feel bad, because the thing is, I wanted like this nice, like, you know, like the swan song to hear from Pandemic when they got fired a couple of weeks before they got that. This was like this amazing game that you know came out, impressed everybody. They shouldn't have fired them. Yeah.
It's so. I mean, that's the thing. Is it's overall it is an okay game. It is like I would go rent this, right?
But you can't be okay at this time of year.
No,
I mean,
can't.
right? Like there's Modern Warfare, Assassin's Creed. There's all these amazing games,
and they're
you
all
can't
better.
Be okay.
And they're all better. Because this is just a mediocre. If there were no other sandboxy games right now, I'd say okay, give it a shot. But if you maybe Assassin's Creed 2 just blows the shit out of this game.
Or Infamous. Maybe even Prototype. I mean, we didn't like that one, but right?
Yeah.
I mean.
So yeah,
there are billions of these open world games. So,
but I mean, I feel a little bit bad because the voice acting is very nice. The game is very beautiful. It's very well designed, nice and big. Stylistically, it's gorgeous. I mean, like, you know, it is a decent game. It's a decent game. It's a rental.
Hopefully, the art department will find, you know, good places to land.
Yeah.
So,
but the weaknesses are too glaring for me to say it's a great game.
Okay, so rent.
Yeah, give it a rent.
Okay.
Do not buy it. Do not buy it.
Wow, so that's actually, you know, kind of an okay week.
It was an okay week.
We were going to be saving...
Might and Magic made my week. I mean, like that,
dude,
I was just sitting around at night just playing Might and Magic, having a blast.
Dude, I was on the plane. It was 5 hours there, 5 hours back, and I'm like, Might and Magic.
Yeah.
Nothing else got played. I maybe played Picross when I was there, but it's just like...
Yeah, it never gets old. I mean, like, it is just constantly fresh. I mean, like, if you learn anything from this episode, go get Might and Magic right now.
And the thing is, like, I was starting to think, like, when I was, like, reading all the text and all that, like, oh my god, it's going to be in a JRPG.
Yeah.
So they got into the action so quickly, and it's just like the depth of it. Oh,
so good.
So good.
So good. So next week, there's actually no new releases.
There are nothing.
In terms of like actually games being released. The week after next is Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
Yeah, so we're pretty excited about that. We'll chat a little bit more about it next week.
But what we are going to do is we're going to play a couple of the games like this week, this actual week, Zelda came out.
Yeah, so that'll be a big one.
I've picked it up. I haven't even opened it yet.
I need
and
to
then
pick it up.
you have Cake Mania that you've been playing.
Yes.
You have
Cake
Picross
Mania,
3D you've been playing.
Picross 3D I've been playing more of. I started up Cake Mania. I'm like, sort of feeling a little samey. So I went to Picross 3D, which is an import. Oh, dude, it's
all right.
So we'll talk about it.
So and then we actually have a couple of cool demos. Yes. We're going to do some Bayonetta demo action. We're going to do some other demos.
So there's a couple of those demos that are coming out.
It's not going to be
a big week. Zelda's going to be a big.
Zelda's the big draw for next week. I hope it's good. I hope it's good.
I know. And after that, we'll probably be doing our best ofs.
Yes.
So
that's right. 2 weeks from now.
Go to the forums like right now, right?
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you are a forum member, or even if you're not, go to the forums right now. Hopefully by the time you guys see this, by the time you guys see this, it should be posted up.
Yep.
But we're going to start saying best games. Like, what is your best current gen games, which is going to be PS3, 360, PC.
Yep. We organize them into a different category. Best downloadable games.
Yep.
Which would be all across all platforms and all portable games.
All portable games, all Wii games.
Yes, because it's weird.
And then worst games.
Yeah.
Because so what we're doing is every year we kind of change these categories, and I think we're getting better and better at really getting to the essence of what gaming is about. Like, people kind of think of all of the really powerful consoles as one group. They think of the Wii as one group. They think of portable as one group. So we're trying to group them that way.
Because otherwise, we're going to be getting to the problem we were seeing was like the best PS3 exclusive, the best multi-platform, then the best game of the year. It just got really complicated, and there's going to be lots of duplicates. It's like whatever.
And it seemed really dumb for us to say, here's the best PS3 exclusive when maybe we played a multi-platform game on the PS3 that was better than the exclusive, right? So I mean, you start to get in this weird balancing act where it's just not worth fighting. Like, you say, on the powerful consoles, what is the best?
Top 5.
We're going to do 5 each.
Yes.
5 each. And this year we're going to keep it secret.
Yes.
So last year,
you guys had comments, right?
Yeah. So people were saying last year they didn't like it as much because we'd kind of consulted, so we were never surprised at each other's choices.
Exactly. Like, no, are you going to put it over here? I'm going to put it over here. It's just like whatever, right?
And when we're saying it, there weren't any kind of like, are you fucking kidding me? That game?
Like,
fuck
what?
you. Yeah. So we think that this year we're going to keep our shit secret, and then we'll just do the reveal at the show.
Yes.
So that'll be fun.
Yes.
So go to the forums right now, and there will be all those categories we just mentioned. Start voting for yours, because what we're going to do is 2 weeks from now we're going to do our best of. 3 weeks from now we're going to do Noob's Choice, which is you guys' best of.
And it's really surprising somehow the contrast between them.
A lot of times you guys are incorrect because you disagree with my choices.
Yes. So what are you going to do? And thank you very much to the mod team for setting up all. It's a lot of work to set up all these different polls. So
our
thanks
mods
a lot.
are fucking awesome. We have some of the best moderators and the best community on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Like, everybody chips in and makes this shit happen, and everybody participates. So we love all you guys. Thank you guys.
And make your vote counted.
Yes.
Because we had maybe like a few hundred people voting last year. It's just like there's a lot more people.
Yeah, we have 20,000 viewers a week. We can get a lot of votes on this shit.
Hell yeah.
So and also, if you don't go to the forums, if you're not a forum member, feel free to comment below on like what your favorites are. I mean, we read all the comments. It's like, I think the best games are this. Make your list. Put them in the comments. Like, why not? Knock yourself out.
Yeah. So, cool. So we have donations. We have to give a very big thank you to Greeper3000.
Greeper3000.
Yes, helping a guy out in need.
Yes.
So he donated a very large chunk. Wait, what?
We're just talking. He gave us
one of the other. Yes.
Yeah. So he gave us a cash donation, and when I was in trouble, when I needed it.
This is a different guy.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So this is Greeper3000.
I'm sorry. I was confused. I was confused. Sorry. So Greeper3000 gave us money.
Yes.
To help replace his. Like last week we talked about the fact that you lost your bag.
Yes.
And you lost your DS and your PSP and your fucking laptop.
And my iPod. Basically, my whole life was ruined.
If anybody's got a PSP or a DS sitting around that you're not using, give it to Yuzo, because we would love you forever. But Greeper said, here's some cash to help you out.
Yes. So probably get a PSP due to some other stuff.
Yeah.
We'll see. So thank you very much, Greeper3000. We really appreciate it. And Shoop.
Shoop time.
Shoop-a-da-doop.
Yes.
So Shoop number 80. Thank you very much, Gyromancer, for putting this together. The winner of this week is?
Blue WG. which is the torture that is my penis.
That's a pretty good shoop.
That was a pretty good shoop because we were. God, I don't even remember what the joke was, but the point is you were making fun of people having to be subjected to sex with me. And
I think that's how it worked.
That's what I vaguely remember through the wine haze. But apparently, you were making fun of that, and I was talking about the torture that is my penis.
Yeah, and the look on your face was, speaking of wine haze, that's like perfect.
It was. So thank you guys for sending in all your shoops every week. We really appreciate it.
I have a feeling I think the winner of next week is.
Oh, really?
We'll see. Maybe we'll see. The boob.
Not going to predict.
The boob.
The boobs. Yeah.
The boob.
Tobin Boobsire and Yuzo Watanabe. So, speaking of Yuzo losing his consoles.
Oh, yes. We'll each week like to feature the NooBTooB army on the show.
Yes.
If you have a video question, funny story, or whatever, please send it in.
Yes, you can contact us toll-free at 888-233-8480. Send your files to feedback@noobtoob.com. Also, post them as video responses down here on YouTube. We love that shit.
Yes, and keep video questions under a minute if you want to be featured on the show.
And what's that? Don't forget the yow. So, first up, SSS Sports Link has a little message for you.
No, he doesn't.
Hey, Tobin Yuzo, this is SS4 Link from the forums. I've actually got a little proposition for Yuzo. I've got a Nintendo DS Lite here that I don't play anymore, and actually almost traded in to fund Modern Warfare 2, but I came up with the money beforehand. But I will send it in free to Yuzo if he says that Eat Lead is the shit, because it is. And, well, it's a free DS. It's your call, Yuzo. Yow.
It's a DS Lite or is it DSi?
We can wait all day.
Oh, I really need a DS and like...
How much of a whore are you?
I want to play Cake Mania, dude! Like... Oh!
SS Sports Link, you're awesome. You are so awesome. I when I heard this voicemail, I was just like, I was crying.
But I can use Gree Reaper's donation for a DS.
But then you won't get a PSP.
Damn you! Alright, fine. Fuck it. Eat Lead is the shit.
Yes! I win!
That was under duress! That doesn't count! Damn you!
Okay, that's the show for the week.
No! No!
You are such a whore.
That hurt.
Yeah.
Well, we did play. We did play. I mean, we did play Gingerbread Man. Or Ninja
Yeah,
Bread.
that was pretty whorish too.
Yeah,
that was pretty whorish.
And it was
as well.
worth it.
Yeah, it was. God, not at the time. Like at the time,
dude.
That was the worst game ever.
It was the worst 3 hours.
But the shaving was glorious.
It was good.
I did enjoy us completely shaving. So Ninsaru, who we haven't heard from for about a week,
yeah, I guess,
has a Christmas question of something that we seem to have overlooked a little bit.
Yes, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Hey, NooBTooB. Oh my god, it's Christmas! Woo! Okay, back to business. A long time ago, you started a contest, ass juice, right? Bad games and stuff. I was gonna win. What happened to it? It just kind of disappeared. I started a conversation on the forums about it. I even contacted Sunflower about it. Nothing happened. No continuation of the finals at all. All my friends have been asking me, hey, you got shit games yet? I said, no, I don't know what's happening. So I was so desperate for bad games, I bought Ninja Bread Man for $5. Look. Ninja Bread Man. I even have the CD and everything. So what the hell, NooBTooB? What the hell? Are we gonna continue this, or is this just gonna be an unfinished project? I don't know. You're gonna make Santa Claus cry. Yeah.
You got us.
You got us.
That we let that slide. We let that slide.
Right.
Like that. What we have is we have the finals now. So we have. Yes. You guys did all your voting in the forums. We kind of let it slip, but we have the finals, and by Christmas, we will have actually. Very soon.
Very, very soon. The post will go up soon.
The post will go up, and then you guys will need to go and vote on who gets the metric ton of ass juice. And I want to send this shit out. I want to, like, by 2010, before 2010 starts, I want to mail this out.
Yes.
I want to have this be like a Christmas or slightly belated Christmas present for whoever wins.
Yes, and it might be Ninsaro. He did make the finals.
He did make the finals.
So thank you very much for reminding us and getting us back.
And feel free to harass us like this. Like, we have a lot of shit on our plate. The mods have a lot of stuff on their plate. Everybody's very busy. Stuff slips through the cracks. But I have a pile of fucking terrible games
it's been there forever.
sitting in my office that I want to send to one of you lucky motherfuckers.
And you guys actually all promise you have to do something with it and videotape it.
Yes.
And that's the whole point.
That is the deal.
So we want some entertainment out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to play the video of what Nitsaru... He promised to play them all.
And videotape, like, little snippets of his
so
pain.
It's just like, man, if he... so we'll see. So,
and what the fuck, dude? He's like 15 now. Like, what? Something...
yeah, that's kind of creepy. When he started, he was like this little like midget in an Elmo costume, and now he's like, his voice is all changing.
Yeah, it's just weird. Okay.
I feel like your dad's. So next up is Kakashi.
Kakashi.
Hey NooBTooB, this is Kakashi2112 from the forums. I recently finished Assassin's Creed 2. I got over 800 achievements and collected a lot of shit. My game froze and my save file got deleted. If this happened to you guys, what would you do? I'm thinking about replaying it, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
Ouch.
I can tell you what I'd do.
What would you do?
I'd beat games and walk away. Like, you know me. Like, there's very few games that I'll go completist on. Like, I'll just go through. Like, I really enjoy the fighting to beat a game.
Yeah, but not the 1,000 achievement points.
He got 800 achievement points. You know, like, maybe
he's close.
It is.
But so you'd seriously just say, like, oh, whatever.
Well, but if I was in completist mode and I lost my save games, I have to play the whole game over, I would fucking snap that game over my knee and throw it outside and piss on it.
Yeah, I would be so pissed. I mean, the thing is, like, it's happened before, right? Like, what's weird is, like, it actually is kind of a weird situation, but, like, with Fallout 3, I played it on PS3.
Yes.
And then, like, there was this time where none of the DLC was out, and I'm like, should I play it on PC or 360? What do I do? And, like, I just didn't do it. I'm just like, screw it. I'm not going to replay all that stuff all over again.
Because you would have had to go through the whole game again just to get the benefits of the DLC.
And you know what? I tried. I actually went through the tutorial, and I was just doing some stuff, and I did on 360, and I'm just like, it was just too much, and I had so many other games I could play for new. It's just like, it's just not worth it.
I really like the new experience of a game. Like, there's been a couple situations where a game is like super puzzly, and I've replayed stuff because what happens is what took me 5 hours, I can literally do in 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Because it's just like because as opposed to something where you have to slog through where it takes a long time. There's some games where it's just like. You know, like now that I know how to do this, I can run through it. But I mean, most of the time,
games are like, you have to plot. Like Assassin's Creed, you got to go through every single mission, find every single feather. It's just like
there's games that I will stop playing just because when I die, I lose.
You lose 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to lose 10 minutes every time. It's like when I go back, I'm like I figured out how to beat these 10 dragons. Like I don't want to beat those fucking 10 dragons again.
That's true.
I don't do it.
But see, like for other games, for me, like some games I will replay over and over again. I will prestige. I'm getting close. In Modern Warfare 2, I will prestige, and you lose.
But every game is new.
You lose everything.
Yeah. But every game in Modern Warfare is new. Like you don't feel like you're solving the same different.
But I'm playing the same things again. Yeah. I'm doing the challenges all over again. I'm doing all the new. But it's fun.
Yeah.
It's different. And I can't really explain the difference why, but it's different. So.
I have beaten Kickle Cubicle 3 or 4 times.
That's true.
That game just gets better with age, like a fine wine. So next up is Envious, with a story that is going to get us put in prison.
Probably.
Well, I got to re-record the message. It's Envious from the forums, and I have to show you another story because you played my last one on NooBTooB. I thought that was pretty cool. Well, I was watching NooBTooB last year, like 2 years ago, around 70-ish the episodes, and I was watching it with my sister, and you guys repeated the word bukake. So I taught her how to say it, because it's funny. I got a good laugh out of it. And I'm guessing her first grade teacher watches the show or just, keeps up to date with the new phrases of semen and whatnot. But next parent-teacher conference, when my mom comes in, tells her about it, and my mom did not get a good laugh out of it. Anyway, NooBTooB was kind of banned for my little sister's viewing, and I just thought that was kind of funny. All right, yow.
Dude, who's culpable here? He taught her to say it.
You're welcome, Mom.
What are you doing living your first grade? Like a sister that's in first grade watching NooBTooB. I mean, seriously.
First grade is like 6 or 7 years old. Like that.
Wait, 18 is well,
but kindergarten's like 5 years
old. So yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a little young. But I mean, on the other hand, it's kind of funny to teach kids bad words and not even tell them. Hopefully, he wasn't like Bukake. Yeah, you know, it's when like 20 dudes jizz on a girl's face. You know, like I'm hoping that he didn't.
Dude, he better not have, and she better not be watching right now. That's so fucked up.
I'm saying if that were to be what it was, I'm not sure.
We don't know.
Go check Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
But
it's just a funny word. I mean,
it is a funny word, especially if she's like going to school and her teacher's just like, "Who was the 17th president?" She's like, "Bukake."
I mean, the thing is, if you can teach a parrot to say like, "Fuck you," I mean, it's funny shit.
I mean, first graders are just as funny as parrots, really.
At least,
and they're usually potty trained. So
hopefully, it's not your sister. That's when you can get in trouble.
Teach other kids' sisters these words, because then you're not going to get busted by your mom.
You're going to get beat up by their parents, actually.
The more you know.
Whoop.
I don't even know what to say. We've taught so many kids so many bad things about gunts and bukake and taint.
I'm really surprised, actually, that the first grade teacher was up there with bukake. I mean, it's not that common, right? They're not going to know Cleveland Steamer, but...
Right. I mean, they may not have been to lemonparty.com, but...
or Meatspin.
Or meatspin.org, whatever it is now. But... They've never seen Goatsy.
No, not at all.
But so all these terrible things that no one should ever see.
Yes.
But I don't even know where we're going with that.
I don't know.
It's funny, and we're sorry. So
yeah, we don't mean it. We don't. This is actually a rated M for mature.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Parents, don't let your kids watch us for any reason ever. No. So Tennessee Titans.
Hey, NooBTooB, what's up? This is Tennessee Titans from the forums, and I was just wondering, with next-gen consoles coming out next couple of years, what do you guys think the gaming prices are going to be? Are they going to go from 60 to 70, 70 to 100? What do you guys think? Yow.
When are next-gen consoles coming out?
That's what I was going to say. I just realized, did he just say that coming out next year?
Next 2 or 3 is what he said.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, we're definitely, I would say not until 2011 even considering a new console.
When was the PS3 and the 360 out? 3 to 4 years ago, right? So, those are supposed to be 5-year, generally speaking, they're 5-year consoles.
But Sony has stated
10 years.
10 years. So Sony, I mean, it could be that they're lying. It could be they're playing the long game where they're just like, they'll come out sooner, but they want you to buy into their shit thinking that it's going to last forever.
The only console manufacturer that will potentially do this is the Wii, because the Wii is not high HD. It does not have 5.1 audio, I don't think.
And it would cost them nothing, right? It would cost them nothing. They just go and they just release a Wii 2.
You just put another GameCube chip in and it's done,
it's
right?
3 GameCube cores instead of 2. It's got HDMI out. It's like 720p cartoons.
Perfect, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so they could do a Wii tomorrow.
And instead of $50, it'll be $60 for the Wii. But he was just talking about prices, and the thing is, if and when they do have next-gen consoles, which I don't think is going to happen anymore, I think everything is actually moving toward digital distribution.
Yeah.
And what we've been seeing with digital distribution is it's cheaper.
But
for the most part.
But we've never seen a digital distribution of a full AAA game, though.
Yeah, we have. All of the Steam games are all AAA games.
Okay, sorry. I thought you were thinking on consoles. Yeah, on PC, yeah.
It hasn't, and it's going to happen. At some point, the 360 and the PS3 will have their games come out digital download. At some point.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So, the AAA titles have been $49 on Steam. Have they been discounted a little bit?
No, they've been at the same price. But the best thing about Steam is that they discount it.
Yeah.
Remember how I was complaining about Left 4 Dead being $60, don't buy it?
Right.
It was actually available for $40 for many people on
so
PC.
They'll kind of run these deals. They'll just so if you keep your eyes open, you can get stuff on digital distribution really cheap.
And it also gets discounted really quick too, because if you look at all of the Xbox originals that are coming out, what are they, $20, $30
Yeah,
tops?
absolutely. That's true.
And they're actually getting some recent games, some of the Disney games that come out, a few other ones.
Yeah.
But basically Bolt was out. Yeah. I mean, there's all these games, so it's just dude, this is what's going to happen. And they can't charge for the physical disc and the distribution, the cut that Walmart gets. At some point, it's got to get the savings have to come to us.
That's true. So, I mean, that might basically just reduce the upward pressure such that the Xbox 720 lets you stream games for $59.95 instead of $65.
But games are still pretty expensive.
They are. They are. And the thing is nowadays with 350 people working for 3 years on a game, I don't feel like we're being ripped off for games. I mean, like, there's a lot of these games that they put a lot of effort into, like these AAA titles that suck. Sure, fuck them.
Yeah.
But there's some of these games like Assassin's Creed 2. It's like you compare that to the games we played when we were growing up, and it's a difficult comparison to make. I mean, like they have basically built fully living worlds. They put a lot of effort into this shit.
And when you're talking, like, I think it was 450 for that. So just like the general rule of thumb is about 100,000 a year per person, roughly speaking.
Yeah.
That's 45 million a year.
Yeah.
So they spent
150 million.
Close to 150 million on this game. They're going to make it back, but
right. Yeah. So I mean, like, and Modern Warfare 2, same thing. I mean, like, they're spending a lot of money on these. But hopefully, what can happen is instead of them just raping us because they can, digital distribution kind of equals the medium such that they don't have to keep just dicking us for the prices and keep cranking them up every generation by $10. That they can just kind of keep it and even do these sales like you're talking about.
And maybe rentals at some point. I'm really hoping that digitally wise, I can rent it for a week and then not have to go to Blockbuster $8, maybe $5. Right? Or something.
Absolutely. And then even, I mean, the cool thing about that is that, once you start getting these companies toying around with renting, you can do a 3-day rental, you can do a 1-day rental, you can do a 10-day rental.
Hour rental?
You can do an hour rental. I mean, like, there is a lot of potential to
pay
with
per use. Like if you look at there's a bunch of different ones that do music subscriptions. You pay like $10 or $15. You get all the music you want.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you can get all the AAA titles for $20 a month? Sold. I would totally get my credit card right away.
Absolutely. So I mean, the all-you-can-eat smorgasbord models are just awesome. Like people love that shit. Mm-hmm. And the cool thing is for companies, it's guaranteed revenue every month, as opposed to like somebody might buy a $60 game 1 month and then do nothing for 2 months. They're like, I'm waiting for Madden, I'm waiting for this, I'm waiting for that. But for us, we would just sign up and then never go back. Like if we could just play every game we wanted all the time, it would just be
for $60 a month, $100 a month.
We would do it
because we already spend that much.
We spend that much. And it would just be, you'd get to try every new game that came out. You'd get to just kind of pick and choose, and then they could pay the content delivery people based on how much of each game is played.
That's right. And that's what they do for a lot of the music ones, where like every single time when Netflix, every time somebody streams one, they pay that person like however many cents.
Yeah. And Netflix streaming is the perfect example of this. Like, you can watch all the movies you want on Netflix.
So that's the thing. I think with the next-gen consoles, whenever they do occur, they will not have a drive.
I hope.
I mean, they'll have a hard drive probably, but they won't have a disk drive that you buy from Walmart and stick it in. That's what I predict, dude.
I don't know. I really think that until the internet is more ubiquitous.
I say 5 years. What do you think? 5 years? Dude, 5 years is a long time, dude.
You're right. That's true. 5 years seems pretty reasonable. So I guess that's it. That's our show for the week.
That's our show for the week. Please check out our website at NooBTooB.com and please participate in the community by clicking on the community tab at the top of the page.
Hell yeah. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, there's a subscription button right over here.
Dude, you know where we are?
Where are we?
We're 500 away. We're 19,500 with 2 weeks to go.
2 weeks, guys. All right, 2 weeks.
Actually, less by the time you see this.
Yeah, by the time you guys see this. But seriously, give us this Christmas present. Give us 20,000 subscribers. If you love us, either that or send us boobies for newbies. I will take 20,000 subscribers or your breasts.
PSP Go would be nice.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever.
We're easy to please.
Yeah,
really.
Whatever.
But clicking on subscribe is probably easier.
For you poor kids.
Right, unless you have a hot 18-year-old sister that wouldn't mind sending
18, please.
I said 18.
You know what happened last time.
I know what happened last time.
What?
I know that people have offered to send us things. Don't do it.
Don't.
All right. Anyway, so
yes, we're married.
Yeah. So rate this video with 5 stars by rubbing lustfully upon my married junk.
If you're over 18.
And female.
There's a lot of
so many caveats.
Dude, if they're not, they won't rate us. So you gotta lower your standards.
That's true. Bro, touch my balls. I don't care.
Whatever.
Male or female, 12 or 20. Rub on my nuts.
Because that's not illegal.
I'm Tomo Kazire.
And I'm Yuzo Watanabe. Thanks for listening. Oh, wait, sorry. New audio engineering is done by Range Failure Strunk. Thanks for listening. See you next week.
We're out.
What's up, NooBTooB? It's DeJohnsta. And guess what? I have some great news for both of you guys. Sega has just announced that they are bringing Yakuza 3 over to America this coming March.
Hey Tobin and Yuzo, it's Kaizen from the forums. I just found out Yakuza 3 is coming to the US and Europe pretty soon, and I know it's not Yakuza 4, but it'll be in Japanese and have English subtitles, so
Hey, NooBTooB, it's Commando from the forums. That's Kemando, not Commando like the naked guy. Anyway, so apparently Dead Space 2 is officially announced.
Hey, NooBTooB, this is Little Socrates. I've been listening to the show for about a year now. Yakuza 3 coming to the U.S. market in March of 2010, and the Dead Space is officially announced, although the release date is yet unconfirmed.
Would you see this real quick?
This.
Alright, cool. Alright, I'll come up with something.
Alright, the robot.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah.
You can't go wrong with a robot.
I know!
Alright.